In this part of the box, that is the subwoofer, remote control and instruction book pack. Quick look at the soundbar from the top. It quotes true 3.1.2 channel sound, Dolby Atmos, DTS Virtual X and Q Symphony. Remote control and accessories pack. So first of all, 2 figure 8 mains lead, approximately 1.5 meters. They've got a right angled input to the soundbar and UK mains plug. Same for the subwoofer. That is the wall mounting kit. So I'll put a link up there now because I've done a video on how you use these kits, and it's the same for most of the Samsung models, but I'll have a quick look at it while we're here as well. Okay, so 2 brackets for the soundbar to sit on. If we can get them out of the bag. Other parts. Then we've got these 2 black discs first of all. So these are both attached to the wall with some screws and the appropriate fixings for your wall type. Then we've got these 2 L-shaped brackets, which will, when these are on the wall, these will slot over. It's like a key slot, drops onto it, and it's quite secure. And then you've got a screw that comes under the L-shaped bracket and just secures the soundbar there to that bracket. So 2 little M4 screws. You get a paper template, so you mark centerline on your wall, fold it out, and it will give you a location for each one of those discs. But like I say, full in detail video, click that link, have a look. We do get a simple user guide as well. The rest of it will be online at samsung.com. Okay, that is the quick close-up of the included remote control. You've got power on and off at the top. That is the input or source button, so you can toggle through the modes there. Bluetooth pairing button. You've got a play pause button there if you're doing music playback, and then you can use left and right arrow to skip forwards and backwards through tracks and whatever. Mute button, sound mode, so keep pressing the sound mode, it will cycle through the different sound modes. I for info, so press that and it will scroll across the LED display with the relevant info. Then you've got volume that rocks up and down, so you basically push that button backwards and forwards to increase and decrease the volume. And woofer up and down as well, so you can increase and decrease the level of the subwoofer there, which will lower the bass and the sort of punch of it, I guess. Then you can alter the individual channel level, so you press channel level there, and then you can alter it with the cursor arrows left and right. Then you've got the settings cog to go into the settings. Also tone control there, so press tone control, you can individually alter the treble and bass. Flip it over, bit of pressure on the back, treble A batteries into the back there. Encased in this packaging is the subwoofer itself. Standard cloth grill there, nothing fancy. On the base of it we can see it's got those simple rubber feet there, just stop it marking any surfaces or scratching anything. And looking at the back you can see we've got a fairly large base port there. ID set button is for pairing it back to the bar. If it loses pairing because it's wireless to the bar, you can repair using the ID set. It's got a link light, so that should go blue when the subwoofer pairs with the soundbar. When you turn the bar on, this will turn on automatically with it as well, and that is the AC mains input. Closely up here the soundbar, so we're looking at the top there, that's the grill, and it's designed to have 2 upward firing speakers from there for the Dolby Atmos, called a 3.1.2 channels, 3 front or forward facing channels, so centre, left and right. Centre will be doing the dialogue, left and right sound effects. Then you've got 2, so the 0.2 is the Atmos upward firing speakers, 0.1 is the subwoofer. So it quotes that there's 9 speakers in total combined, or 9 speakers in total divided by those channels to do that job. And then if we look at it from the front as well, you can almost see some of the speakers across the front through the grille. I'm not sure how well that shows. No side firing speakers on this model. And that is the soundbar from the bottom, so pretty similar to last year's really. And while I've got it here, we may as well show the connections. Okay, so I've tipped the soundbar up to try and show the inputs or connection. We've got digital, audio, optical. That's a bit of a legacy connection now. Digital optical cable into there to the TV will give the audio nice and simple. Then we've got HDMI loop through, so if you've run out of HDMI sockets on the TV, you can plug, say, your DVD or Blu-ray player into here. Then we've got HDMI enhanced audio return channels. Connect your HDMI cable from there to the TV. Your TV will then operate and turn the soundbar on and off with the TV. Do the volume on the TV remote, it will do the soundbar automatically. In principle, we only need the mains cable and the HDMI connected for this to work. Then we can put a USB there as well, so if we've got a USB with music and so on, we can put it into here and play audio out of the soundbar. Tipping up the soundbar the other way, that connection underneath is the AC or mains input. Also on the top we've got the power on and off button, volume up and down, and input button. While it's down here, you're going to get the dimensions. So at its widest point, it is 103 centimeters in width, or 40.5 inches. Depth of the bar, 10.5 centimeters, or 4 1/8 of an inch. Thickness at its thickest part, 5.5 centimeters, or 2 1/8 of an inch. Dimensions for the subwoofer: depth of it 29.5 centimeters, or 11 5/8 of an inch. Width wise, just over, 18.25 centimeters, or 7 3/8 of an inch. Height of the subwoofer 34 centimeters, or 13 3/8 of an inch. Now I've got the soundbar laid upside down just so I can show the connections going in, so I'll just zoom in. So other end of this HDMI cable is connected to the TV on the eARC port for enhanced audio return channel. I've got the same port there that says HDMI to TV eARC. That's my cable to the TV connected. At the other end of the soundbar, the only thing to go in is the figure 8 mains cable into that AC or power input. Well, I'll just flip that over. Okay, subwoofer I've got placed a few feet away, so I'm just going to pop the AC or mains in. You can see the blue light flashing there, looking for the soundbar, so that's why the soundbar's on standby. And if I just turn the soundbar on to prove the point, I hope. So that light's now gone solid blue, indicating that it's paired to the bar. When I turn the bar off, it should go to red. Here we go, so bar back on.
Nuclear capabilities. They were very close to creating a nuclear bomb, and that's why we had to go in. So that's one side of the story.
Okay,
you
so
have Iran saying, well, we counteracted. We, threw 14 bombs yesterday, and and we have a big win.
So with the Q Symphony, it's using the TV speakers in conjunction with the 9 speakers from the soundbar.
Dropped by the B-2s that flew out from
I'll just turn up the sound a bit so we can hear normal speech on TV, the news.
It was a great mission. Everyone here in the U.S. is applauding its victory. It is the U.S. military in full force, and I think Trump is doing a victory lap. He's walking into NATO and into the Ukraine-Russia war with full confidence, saying, hey, this is what we've got, and we're going to do this to you too, unless you play along with us and negotiate.
Mo, what do you make of this slight dissonance between the messaging we've heard from the Joint Chief of Staff, for example, and from President Trump on what exactly these bombs were able to accomplish?
Credit to Ubisoft for this demo. It's Star Wars Outlaws official trailer.
At least that's what I hear. The Empire? They're everywhere.
Credit to Ubisoft for this one. It's Star Wars Outlaws official trailer.
That's what I hear. The Empire? They're everywhere. But the world here belongs to the syndicates. I want to survive. I have to play their game. Looks like I'm all in.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
There she is.
My whole life. And now, I just need a chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous. Risky.
Okay, quick bit of music. So on the remote control, if I quickly just cycle through the sound modes, at the moment it's on adaptive sound, I think. Oh no, at the moment it's on surround. Press it again. That is game. And again, this is adaptive sound, so that looks at the content that you input into it, adjusts the sound settings accordingly to get the most out of it. And that is standard. Sounds a bit flat. Actually sounds best on surround, I think. So I just turn that down there. So all in all, pretty decent soundbar, very similar to last year's model and the one before, if I'm honest. I think there was a voice control button on it before, that seems to have gone now. But they are a decent soundbar, suits anywhere from a sort of 50-inch upwards really, width wise. I've got it up with a 55-inch TV above, and you could have it on a larger one as well. But they're about $599 as it stands in the UK at the moment, and there are often deals where you get them half price with a TV and so on. And that is all for now.